Alright, the year is 1986, and Sega releases OutRun in the arcades. The game uses Sega's superscalar technology first used for Hang-On and Space Harrier a year earlier. It allowed for really fast scaling of sprites, which gave the game just a really good feel of speed, and really there was no arcade game that gave you the sensation of speed as good as OutRun did in 1986. A year later, the game was ported to the Sega Master System, and in following years, pretty much every system you can name, the Commodore 64, the Amstrad, the Sinclair, the MSX, the Amiga, Atari ST, PC-DOS, PC Engine, and finally in 1991, it sees the Sega Genesis Mega Drive. Alright, OutRun for the Sega Genesis. It's no surprise I'm a fan of racing games. I love 16-bit racing games, and I love OutRun. Good Sega arcade racing. Cannot go wrong with that. Let's pop in some of this. Check it out.
Get ready. Checkpoint!
Now the game's based obviously on the arcades, but it's very similar to the Sega Master System version. I've shown the Sega Master System version, and considering it's 3 or 4 years older than the Genesis version, it holds up very well. The music in the Genesis version is very simple FM music. It sounds virtually identical to the Japanese Sega Master System version. So they really didn't go too far beyond on the music, but graphically it's pretty good, fairly faithful to the arcade. So controls are great. There's really only one complaint that I had on the Sega Master System version, and that was with the shifting. Of course, on the Sega Master System there's only 2 buttons, So you have an accelerate and a brake button, and you had to use up and down to shift, which often would cause you to downshift when you were steering, because you'd accidentally press up when you were steering left and right. In the Genesis version, A is brake, B is accelerate, and C is shift, which is great because there's only 2 speeds in this game. So you press it once, you upshift, you press it again, you downshift. It works really well, and the controls are bang on. This game's pretty good. It's a faithful port of the arcade in terms of the graphics. The music, like I said, it could be better. They pretty much just took the music from the Sega Master System version. The controls are bang on, so that's pretty good. Overall, it's a pretty good port, but it is a little disappointing, especially for 1991. They could have souped it up a little bit more, but it kind of feels like a launch title. When I first picked it up and first played it, I assumed it was a launch title. OutRun came out in 1986 in the arcades, so there's no reason why this couldn't have been an 88-89 launch title on the Genesis. It was rather late in 1991 in terms of OutRun. It had pretty much already been on every system to come. So it's kind of strange that Sega never, officially brought it to the Genesis earlier. But overall, like I said, it's a fun game. It's OutRun. You can't go wrong. If you like the Master System version, you're pretty much just getting better graphics and slightly better controls. So, if you already have the Master System version, maybe this isn't worth getting. But if you don't, you might as well get the Genesis version. It's, improved. So, overall, still a great game.